number one is you watch the ball. If you watch the ball, there's a difference between watching the ball and seeing the ball. So as a wicket keeper, you have to learn to watch the ball. So when you watch the ball, you're able to see how the ball is rotating in the air. Once you get that, you are done with keeping. So the main thing is to watch the ball, and you don't watch the ball up to a certain stage. You watch the ball all the way into the hands. That's number one. Now number two is you have to create a big catching area. Now some keepers have a small catching area, but their timing may be so good, but you always want to have the biggest catching area, the better. Now that's very important if you go to countries like, say, England, where the ball moves after it bounces. So the bigger catching area, the better. So fingers either pointing down, pointing to the side, or pointing up. That's how you get the biggest catching area. So now that's on the gloves. Yeah, obviously when you're catching, you always cushion the ball, give in, always cushion the ball. So that's on the hands. Now on the feet, obviously you have to be a bit fit on your legs, do a lot of exercises, because a lot of it is moving sideways, right? And if you can move sideways like that at a quick speed, then you'll be fine. That's feet movement. Then you can always develop other techniques, like in England, sometimes they move like that. But it's all sideways. It starts from this. Okay. So those are the main things for keeping against seamers. Now for spinners, the position it's not of great importance because people are different. Okay, but you want to be in a position where your hands are not beyond the stumps. So that's number one. And then when I started keeping, we used to have the arc. That's what we used to use. But I didn't see that the arc works. Now the arc is you close yourself, so you move in an arc. Right, so if you're keeping for a right-hander, you move it. But now what that happens is you close yourself off. So nowadays they do the K like that. So you always move that way because you can always reach the stumps one-handed or two hands, or even straight line still works because you're still not closing yourself. As long as you can just ride with the bounce if the ball is coming up. Okay, and then on the leg side, either like that, so that you give in and you come back to the stumps, or you can go even straight, as long as you don't put a lot of weight on the left leg. Because if you put weight here, you can't move like that. But your weight remains here. You can collect the ball and then address the stumps. So that's mainly about keeping. But away from the technical part, a wicket keeper is always the engine of the team. Always keeps the team going, regardless. Everyone else gets tired, the keeper mustn't. The keeper always encourages everyone else to keep going because you're the engine of the team. So you're the engine of the car. If the car is not running, the car won't move. Okay. Any questions?
Any question, guys? Anybody can ask.
And not only about keeping, but anything.
Anything. Anything regarding cricket. If you have any problems,
yes.
When you were in the game, who was the nightmare bowler?
Second.
So when you faced some problems with that, so who was the nightmare bowler?
I think when I started, it was Mutai Muralitran.
Yes.
I think with Mutai Muralitran, he was different to the other bowlers. So do I have a ball? Thank you. So many bowlers will have, back when I played, many bowlers had, two different variations. So either the stock ball and then your variation. So you could have a guy who bowls a way swing and then maybe an off cutter is the variation. So they try to set you up and then off cutter, and then just maybe leg spin and then googly. Because normally the guys who would be able to bowl a googly didn't bowl a flipper well. And you take, for example, Shane Warne used to bowl leg spin and then a flipper. He hardly bowled leg spin. He hardly bowled a googly, sorry. And then you had Stuart McGill then. He used to bowl leg spin and then a googly. He hardly bowled a flipper. So most bowlers during the time only had two balls that you had to deal with. Now with Muri, back then it was different. Muri had 3. So if I saw when he was releasing the ball and I saw, because I didn't look at the ball when I was facing him, because he never used to bowl along the seam. He always used to scramble his ball. So I forgot about watching the ball. So I watched the hand. So when he had his hand, if I saw this as he was releasing the ball, then I knew that was the off spin. Then if I saw the back of the hand as he was releasing the ball, I knew that was the straight one. If it looked, I knew that was the straight one because it would then bounce. And then he had the third ball. If I saw the back of the hand and I saw the thumb sticking out, I knew that was the dusra. So now, but when I started, I didn't, because you didn't know all of this. You had to learn. Now, that's the importance of Test cricket. Is you spend time on the crease, you're learning and watching and watching and watching. So you pick up this, you pick up that. Like for example, Kumble. So he had the leg spinner used to flight it a little bit, but the dangerous ball was the quicker one. But now, so if you manage to see the quicker one, then he had the googly, but you had to watch, he used to stick this out. As he was about to jump, that used to come out. So those things, you only pick those things when you're playing Test cricket, normally. And or if you're spending a lot of time, watching the ball and practicing. So those are the minor things that you pick. So to answer your question, Mutayam Relation was very difficult for me when starting because he had so many balls to deal with.